So we're live. Let's see if you're all here. I think it works. This is the first time I do a live webinar. Hey, on Facebook and via streaming here in parallel. So everyone welcome. I know this has been very short notice, maybe not. And I'm happy to be here with you guys today. Hi, Thomas. Hi, Andre. Hi, Daniel. Hello, Fabian, Jason, Jens, Leslie, Martina, Mickey, well, Moritz, Leonard, Romana, Stefan, Susanna, Thomas. Let's get started right away because you know why we're here. Oh, the chat is starting already here. Let me see. Moin. Hello, everyone. Great to have you here. Okay. Now, I just need to make sure I'm doing this right for all of you guys. This is actually the first webinar done for a while, so I'm excited. Guys, we talk about the next generation of Link Detox, and because of that, I need to share my screen to you. And I will show you, guess what? LinkResearchTools and Link Detox. So who of you is familiar with this? Can I see a quick show of hands? Are you an existing user of Link Detox or LinkResearchTools? Yeah, that's what I thought. We got 2/3 of you here being existing users, and the other people are not users. So I try to explain things for everyone, but I wanted to dive right in as quick as possible to save some time for your questions, of course, that we'll have during the demo or afterwards in the Q&A. So there's plenty of time. Attendees still coming in. And yeah, you know, we run this LIT certified professional workshops. We show them sometimes in the app, and this is the normal navigation. Something that you may not have spotted immediately is this here. You see this little switch? When I switch this to new, we have an all new LinkResearchTools. Oh, 3 participants raised their hand. What's going on? Let me see. Andre, Jason, Roman. In the chat. Okay, got it. The jacket is a little bit brighter today because maybe I'm a little bit more excited today. I don't know. Thanks for that feedback, though. Okay. Still need to see where I put all these windows with all the chats coming in. So we saw this little box, this little switch, right? And I switched this to the new look. It's a new look, but it's also the new functionality. And of course, Andre, if you try to log into my account, into my system that you somehow saw on the website, it's not going to work for you. We have some security in place, so don't bother trying. So we switch to the new look, and how starting a new Link Detox will look like in the future is this. It's very cleaned up, very simple. For the general and also new user, where we found that, of course, new users, wait, we do clear mouse, may have issues with the complexity that we built into it. for a long time. Link Detox was launched in 2012 as a lead gen tool, and we had it out there for free for 8 months. And we only bothered about the technology, about the data, about getting penalties reduced and get rid of penalties as quick as possible. Now, for the first time, we actually looked into the user experience, how the user interface should be built. And this starts with how analysis could be started. Obviously, starting an analysis for a domain or a page or a subfolder hasn't changed, but we made this more convenient here. The simple question, would you like to check your backlink profile, or would you like to check your disavow file, which is what we called the disavow file audit mode? A lot of people got that wrong or got confused about that because they wanted to check their website with their disavow file. But checking the backlink profile or checking the disavow file really nails it. And then including or excluding the archived links to see as much as possible by including all possible links is something that shouldn't be new to the existing users. But let's just say for the default use, for the first use, they should be included. Then later on, we could exclude them in what we call echo mode. But that's just, all for existing users. New users shouldn't worry about that. Do you have a disavow file? Believe it or not, we have so many Link Detox reports where people forgot to upload the disavow file or never actually, took the time to look if they actually have a disavow file. And of course, this simple question here will save a lot of time for a lot of users and a lot of money and, wrong estimations. Giving us keywords, brand, money, and other helps auto classification. Automatic keyword classification has been around since mid-2017. And still many users don't know it, don't have this in the existing product. It's all there already, but we now surface this here better in the start in this wizard. And when we talk about the question, should we assess no follow links for being risky or not, this is a question that we answered in 2014. And the answer is it depends. It depends on your opinion. It's not something that we want to decide for you, and therefore we have the option here. My personal opinion is that it should always be activated, but that's your call. Connecting the Google Search Console and then improving your report accuracy by actually uploading additional data is something a lot of people didn't do because they didn't see. They didn't expect that this would improve the quality, but of course it improves the quality. So as you can see, we tried to change, the whole user interface, the whole user experience from leading you, the user, through the application to pointing out what we are actually trying to do for you, how we could actually help you with what you then, would do. And yeah, if we have no own backlink lists, then we cannot upload them. Would you like to fine-tune Link Detox for this report? In the certified professional training in September, October 2017, 4 years user didn't know that we have this feature to fine-tune Link Detox. Did you know about this? It starts like this. Number one, of course, you have to tell us if you're an adult content site, because porn websites simply have separate rules. We had a lot more different choices that we could get rid of, and Link Detox Genesis is the default for Detox Tune. But those of you who have not seen Detox Tune yet, you can set every single rule up or down, higher or lower. So this is still the old user interface, and this explains how we do, slowly migrate to a new UI. This is only an advanced feature. But settings overview, you see we have everything put together here. The expected link audit quality is just 50% because we don't have a disavow file uploaded. Today, usually people have a disavow file. So where's that disavow file? Please import it and input it here or by dragging, dropping. Let's see. I certainly don't have the disavow files here in my Windows directory, but we have some here. Here, the disavow file for LinkResearchTools from last year. Uploading this or dragging, dropping, as you usually have this now. Multiple files as well. And yeah, to learn more about the disavow file and why that is all important is something that we also added in a more prominent place. Like I said, a lot of people didn't even know what to do with a disavow file or why that would be important, right? So, okay, clearing my drawings here. And let's continue. Now, like I said, we got all these settings here done, 75%. Now we run this report. And what this does really in the background is we started a link detox report like we always started the link detox report. It runs in the backend and returns a result. So, what's going on? You know, I'm still working on a development version here. I think this doesn't jump to a success page yet, but we don't need that because we have plenty of different reports done. But while we're here, how do we find all these reports? Do you know we have projects? Did you know that you could sort, your different projects, your different systems, your different networks, your different clients into projects? A lot of people did not. And the simple question of what do I have can be answered by this. You can switch to a new project like you could always do in the old user interface. Yeah, it was here. But when you have hundreds of projects, the new selector, of course, comes in a lot more handy. And something that many users didn't know as well is that you can actually set up, competitors, domain blacklists, keywords in the project settings. So we're combining all that together in here. Now, when we look at the Link Detox Genesis or LinkResearchTools project, obviously, we have this project set, and here we have a simple launcher. Starting different methods, different tools will become easier. And for now, we have this launcher here for those experienced users. So you don't have to go back and forth to the dashboard and start a new report. And I'm not sure if this is implemented yet. I don't think so. Oh, it is. It is. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, see, my guys are pushing out new releases every day, and so I figured we need to get users see this new interface. And I hope you like this so far. Can I see a show of hands of who of you likes this here? Oh, just 3? Okay. Well, that's better. That's better. I see you guys are paying attention. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. Yeah, I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome. And, you cannot blame anyone but me about, the Windows 95 sham that we had so far. Because I found every feature all these years. It was the users that wouldn't find them. And now that we have this huge database, that we got 25 link data sources combined, that we got all this training in place, all the knowledge, all the systems running, let's say, on the groundwork, the baseline, the infrastructure, a technology so far ahead of our competitors, we finally focus on the user interface. That's the truth. Yeah. And yeah, I think this is a very different approach to building a data analysis tool than many others have. I'm super proud about this. So when we look at, reports, let's switch back for a moment to reports. The existing reports that you have here. When we look at a detox report, like here, that's the old look. Hmm? Yeah. Oops. Hmm? Yeah. It's outdated. Please recalculate. Again, using a little switch Where is that switch? Oh, I have an error here. This error here. Oh, God. Spotlight? Is this any better? Oh, come on. You get the idea. This little switch here, top right, we just press. Oh. Here again. This is only the UI. Well, I disagree. It's more than the new UI, Andre. That's the magic that's happening now. When we switch to the new user interface for this detox report, we see new functionalities. We see the time savers. We see what the real kicker about all of this is. Seeing the detox risk, I think, this is something that we can agree we already had before. Seeing the distribution of detox risk is something, that we data geeks loved already, and yeah. And we spoke about that in many LRT certified professionals, professional workshops. Who gets up in the morning and enjoys looking at this data and cleaning up links? Every day, every week? Nobody. Especially not if you have 200 clients or 50 domains in your network or a brand with 150 redirecting major brand domains. So what you see here is what we call issues or link issues. We take existing patterns, existing flags that we have, for instance, virus links, what we talks to at the moment, and additional flags, and group them again into something human, readable, and understandable. Negative SEO anchors takes into account, for instance, a lot of porn keywords for mainstream, a lot of casino keywords for mainstream, but not casino for casino, not porn for porn. I think you get it. Broken redirects is essentially an under the hood link juice recovery tool that tells you which redirects are broken. But it also tells you which redirects are broken on your site. So essentially what you need to fix, well, not even that. You have the option to click on generate HD access file. You have the option to disavow all these virus domains, because who wants links from virus domains? And then you have an HD access or a disavow file to review, but to upload. But this will also have an option to let you say disavow virus links always. I don't even want to see this. The same is true for broken redirects. Links from images to be optimized. Sending these links as opportunities to Pitchbox for an outreach to the webmaster to ask them to actually add an alt text to that link is not something that changes all the time. So why have you do it over and over and over again? My ideas are here that we have these patterns, these work patterns, these issues, and automate it all. Even let you define a user-defined group. Not sure, is Rick here already? Yeah, Rick. We spoke about on Facebook about these user-defined footprints. Now, if you have user-defined footprints, they would need to go in here, very much like the filter slices that we have today, but much more powerful. A filter slice would just, group some links, but this will say, your competitor has these and these and these links, and you should go after them because they are low risk and you don't have them. All these missing link tool and link gap and solo link tool, they are essentially doing what LinkResearchTools could do in 2009 and 2010. That's not something that I want to, talk about anymore. We had these for many, many years, and many people didn't use it because they didn't get the idea to do it. And so what we're going to do is we're going to bring not actionable stuff. Of course, this is actionable, but this is automatable stuff. Using an integration with Pitchbox will get you links, automated for every project. Will get you improved links automated. And of course, these campaigns need to be set up once, and maybe we'll offer a service for that. But the point is, the whole layer that you see at the moment is on top of the existing link research tools. And I think there will be the question here now. Looks much better. How to understand negative SEO anchors if it's in Russian or Turkish language? Ah, that's a fantastic question. Romana, negative SEO anchors have traditionally not been in the system. We didn't classify them. Now we will add a new classification, negative SEO. We pre-classify that. And of course, you can set all anchor text and anchor text groups as negative SEO. And how this will work is, if we look at anchor texts, you see all these anchor texts here. Okay. And the referring pages. In the future, you'll be able to classify the anchor text right in the table here, right? This is the existing table. I'm jumping too fast. I'm sorry. Let me go back to the report overview. But you will be able to classify them. You will be able to classify them on a link per link basis in bulk, like we could do it today. And of course, that will remain in your system, in your account, right? So some features you will recognize are still the same, like looking up messages here, like looking up the data here. The report header, which mode is this? Did we skip the sidebar links, backlink sources uploaded or not? No follow, all these extra, let's say, technical features we have in here. And you will always see them in the old report. But we try to get this out of the way. So here's another question from Romana. When we include the disavow list in the LRT tool, then that file is included automatically in Google Search Console? Well, you upload the disavow file to LinkResearchTools, and we combine it with everything else you do in here. Then you download at the Save button the disavow file and have to manually upload it to Google Disavow. At the moment, there is no API for us to upload the disavow file, and I don't think Google will create a disavow file. And frankly, automating this is somewhat risky, and we will always have you upload the disavow file. If you trust LinkResearchTools 100%, then you will do one thing, download the disavow file or get it mailed maybe, and then upload that to Google Search Console. If there is a high demand for having disavow files uploaded automatically, then let's see if that is something. When is all of this going to be rolled out? Asks Ralph. And Ralph, I understand that. My answer is yesterday, last month. The truth is, I'm looking forward to getting a rollout in a couple weeks already of the first release. And more important, key users will get access to this. So I'm looking for a handful of alpha testers that help us, work in the application, ask questions, look at the data like we do here, play with their own reports, and then do stuff. So, and report bugs. We have this suggest feature here where you can suggest and vote on features and also do the same for bugs. Yeah, report a bug. And I thank you, especially Andre, for supporting many bug reports or feature requests there. And because of that, Andrew will be one of those guys. Andrew Dice is the one guy that gets earliest access possible. Yeah. Thank you very much for that. You certainly deserve kudos for that. And of course, for your patience for all this. Now, let me click through this new user interface here real quick and show you some other things, because what we haven't looked at is the actual link data, right? So far, we have talked about the detox report overview and the issues. And what you'll see here on this dashboard is new metrics as well, like a new link detox trend metric. We have that. Let me see if I have this here in my Dropbox. We have a new metric for link detox trends. So you see link detox risk over time. You want to see, if the risk increases and especially take action. Yeah. And of course, when you click on these various links, you would see the details in the referring pages table, which is the current referring pages table, except that the filters work differently, and we got a whole new way of navigating the data. So when you look at that, of course, a long-awaited feature was to have the headers and the links fixed. And we realized the action also needs to be fixed. So what's only missing is that we have the horizontal scroll bar fixed. But this means you could go through all these links and still disavow them, still see what you're doing, and still navigate. So we try to optimize the navigational space here, also keeping the header very, very small. And yeah, something you have not seen yet is that the table, of course, is made for simple and new users, yeah, for a simple view of what really matters, which is where is the link coming from, what's the anchor text, what's the detox risk, what's the power trust, what's the link velocity trend. Because frankly, who needs more? Over all these years, our unique metrics, detox risk, power trust, and link velocity trends are those criteria you should be looking at. And I confess, I'm the data geek. I'm proud about these 97 metrics, but that's just me. If you really want to see all those, you're free to add them here in the columns. Everything is there. Everything is still there. So if you prefer to see the HTTP code and maybe the link type or the anchor text class in front, then just drag them to the top. This is a much more modern way of looking at data and number of backlinks to the page. And there you go. We got this whole table rearranged without dragging and dropping, without pain. And of course, unlike any of these other tools, I don't know why nobody wants sorting and implements sorting, but we have this sortable still, and we have this filterable still. So if the anchor text contains, and this is human readable, no more regular expressions. Again, my geekiness was the reason. Anchor text contains LinkResearchTools and the LVT, the link velocity trends, are greater than 100, then we would see a lot less. The number of results are currently shown somewhere down here. They need to go up here, and this is in the next release planned already. But these are, let's say, fine-tuning on the user interface, shifting around. Something much more powerful I find is that you can group rules. So anchor text contains LinkResearchTools and LVT being greater than 100, or you see, we have this and this and this. Yeah, I say link velocity trend is one criteria for high quality, but maybe the number of ranking keywords greater than 100 would also be so. This and this or this. Yeah. So we would have quite a complex filter that we explain, and greater that and greater that. Yeah. Yeah, for the geeks among us. Yeah. HTTP codes, all those 404 HTTP codes. Let's discard the filter. You'll be able to save those filters, of course, but they will be static. So the filter will work everywhere, and you have a full URL to share. So when you have this filter and you give this to a colleague, everyone will be able to access it without looking at it again. And yeah, to show you some more stuff, what we'll have in here is we'll have the screener built into this table already. There's going to be a lot more screening functionality, of course, and I think Andre asked for that regarding the screener. Was there something? Okay, something that still needs a makeup is the domain table. Finally, the referring domains are there. You see that this this is still rough, but it has the data of all the referring domains and their backlinks. Let's reset the filter here. You saw the filter was still there. So you set the filter and all the views are still in there. You set the filter once and all these different tables, these different views look different. Yeah? Again, I add a rule here with LVT being, let's say, less than less or equal than 90%. And then you probably know that these are those with quite low quality. So looking at the referring pages. Hey, we just found a bug. Look at this. Less or equal than. Although the filter is there. Okay, this is why we didn't launch it yet. Yeah, apply to. Yep. Okay. Less or equal than minus. I think the percent sign is not passed properly, and this is something that we're working on. Which formats do all these parameters have? Yeah. Now we're getting there. You know, just trying hard enough, you get what you want. After all, it's just a database and a piece of software. We want to make this seamless for everyone. Look at this. Snope, Kiffy, Jessica Johnson. Referring domains, referring TLDs. That was 11,000. See, all these low quality domains are now listed here. Anchor texts, same filters, which anchor texts come with this very low quality filter. So much easier to navigate. And again, clicking on that cloud would bring us back to the referring pages like you're used to, except that the filters are, everywhere. You set them once and then you work with it. The link profile, our histograms, are a classic. And of course, we have the same functionality as we always had in here. Country popularity, I think we're missing a map there or something. Oh, here's a show of hands from Romana. Is there a question, Romana? Let me see. Rick asked, can we save those filters for each project and for all projects? Yes, finally. But I hope it's not the detox screener. Where's the screener? 100 dice, the screener, the link detox screener that we have now, we still have. And, we still don't have the new user interface for the new screener. So if you have some ideas on how to improve that, that would be something very important. But right now we plan additional screening capabilities inside the table. Yeah. So, and here's Romana. I don't understand your answer about that question, how to understand LRT, the negative SEO anchors. Well, you can understand them and you would see the anchor text and say negative, 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 and then we can measure it. Yeah. Yeah, I think Hepsiburada, we don't have a current link profile. Isn't that a thing with 50 or 60 million links that needs a custom crawl? I need to check with my customer success team. I might be wrong, but in any case, regarding negative SEO anchors, if it's in a language that we don't understand, you can train it. That's how it always worked in LinkResearchTools. And if you have any questions on that, of course, you can always email our customer support at helpdesk@linkresearchtools.com. Just putting this into the chat here. And yeah, what else we have? I wanted to show you the screenshot of how it's gonna look like. Oops, not that, but that. Yeah, I got this at Slack here. I think this is what I wanted to show you before. I think you have seen this maybe in a slide deck before. The domain detox risk trend will show you when the risk goes up. LRT power trust with the history, of course. Link growth over time, finally, more than the heat map. I know a lot of you guys are not so happy with the heat map we invented, so we're gonna do, normal lines like this for your own website and your competitors. And yeah, deltas on the backlinks, deltas on the referring domains over time to actually see the link growth. And Link Detox Boost is something that we have fully integrated then with the application. So how this will work is that we actually, remind you to run Link Detox Boost instead of having to run it ourselves or having to remind yourselves. Let me see if I can show you something else here. We got downloads. And where's my Slack? This is my Slack. Come on. So. So. And I have a presentation that is essentially a mock-up, but still. Yeah. We showed this in Brighton at the Brighton SEO. The crowd was quite excited about that as well. So here we go. I got too many screens. I'm not used to working on 4 screens anymore. It's terrible. How did I do that in the past? I need to get trained again, I think. So, oh yeah. So, activating this. And here we go. Clear. All drawing. And yeah, this is static. So what you saw before is the actual software already running. And what you will see now is a quick overview of our UX design. So the history of link detoxing we have in the data, but we haven't shown this as popular as we will do in the future. So below you will have a timeline, a real history of who has done what. So you can easily, see which patterns are being taken action on, including automated actions. So you at least, can keep track of what the link detox automation does and what maybe your team members do, showing a history of all the actions and the updates, including what we have today, which domain, which page was disavowed and when. So, and broken redirects. Link Detox Boost, here we go. You see this little 85 here on the bottom, top, well, middle left. This is where Link Detox Boost will just tell you, hey, dude, you have made changes that require a disavow file upload and a Link Detox Boost. What you also see in this screenshot is how classifying keywords will work. So, Romana, if you see some negative SEO anchor for Hepsi Burada in Turkish, then you can simply say, okay, this is a negative SEO anchor. And I think Rick Lomas wanted that 5 years ago already. Finally, we're doing that. Yeah, the domain breakdown, when it's completed, will look like this. So we see, what's going on per domain. A lot of users said, I only need to look at a domain, and when I see the domain, I know if it's spam or not. Well, I agree that this is possible for spammy domains. I don't agree for very large newspaper domains, for example. But in any case, we have this view now because you asked for it, and it's going to be useful. A breakdown of detox risk, power, and trust per anchor text and keyword class is something that we had before, but we'll show in a new way. And the bulk actions I haven't shown you in the live, that's all done already. The SEO metrics, we've seen how to switch them around. The current implementation looks a bit different than this, drag and drop, but I think it's fair enough to get started with that. That's perfect. Yeah, and here we go with Link Detox Boost. You've done 85 changes in your disavow file, so it requires the most recent disavow file to be uploaded, etc., etc. And then you see the last changes. You can review the last changes, and then run link detox boost. So we're taking the user more by the hand, guiding him what to do, because we have clients that have 200 clients to work for. And that's not possible for many at the moment. Just to keep up with a monthly audit is not possible for them, and we want to make that happen. So, yeah, boost immediately, and here we go. Yeah, integration of the blog, the training content that we have, very common design, I would say, or common structuring with webinars. Yeah, and I think finally, I want to show you in the referring pages, I've not shown you the bulk actions that just fly in here. You see? When you click on, let's say, these 25 that we see here, you can do something with the selected 25 or all the filtered 622 that we have here. See, that's the number I was looking for. And run a bulk analysis, do a disavow, the page, root domain, or the domain, subdomain, rate the links, add tags. Yep, add zero tags. Oh, I think we just found another bug, huh? Did we? Let's see what happens. Let's break it. This is what testing is all about, finding problems so they can be fixed. Where is that tag? I think this function is not implemented yet, but that's what we need. That's for sure. Yeah, I think like estimation I got from the developers is roughly 2.5 weeks for this to be completed. So I'm really looking forward to that. All these things. Something that we have already, for example, is the Pitchbox integration. Works just the same as we had it before. It's the same API, same power. Yeah, rerunning the report would work the same through the wizard. No, and I think account settings. I think we're through with most of the new changes. So now, time for questions, guys. What do you have? I got a question here in the Q&A. When the link was found, we can see that as well. Okay. The question is, will we be able to see when the link was found or not? And this is interesting because now we have two problems to solve. At the moment, we are working in a user interface that is working against the data model of existing link detox reports. When we have that operational, we can then bring in the new features to both of them. Because in the database, in the new link data model that we've been working on for the last 2 years, we got the found date, we got the actual document date, we got so much extra columns, but we will roll them out as we see that the new user interface makes sense, because only the new user interface can actually handle the new database. So again, the new database will show much more data, much more linked data, much more detailed data, and the old user interface will not be able to show these new features. So we first need to finish the new user interface to then be able to show the new features. I hope this was clear, or in short, yes, ASAP. But more important than just the found date, in Ahrefs and Majestics, they show you some found date when the link was crawled. That's not really the point. The important point is, when was this article created? And this is what we try to extract from the content. combined with other factors about, could this content be spam, combined with, in the future, internal linking. Ralph has been asking for that for so long. And of course, the next step that we're looking at is internal link analysis. Internal links are a lot harder to do than external links. Because when you see Link Research Tools has 8 million links, I guarantee you will find 20 million links, internal links, on the website with all the navigations, everything around. It's usually the internal links are much higher. So we're talking much bigger data volumes, much bigger crawling. And when you crawl a website and you want to crawl this in a very efficient way, you need to optimize the crawler, but then still you only have one domain. And usually you get blocked after 5 or 10 concurrent crawls. So we need to implement all the fanciness that crawlers from on-page like crawlers have to make that happen, and have you whitelist us. Yeah, that's another thing. Okay, here is a question. An idea. When scrolling down, the top bar could still be minimized for people with a small screen. Not me, but maybe others. And when you scroll up, it slides out again. Yeah, we got a solution for that. I'm not sure if I saw that. We have a full screen button. It's not here, but it's in the... I closed the PowerPoint already. Here, right next to the column, you'll have a button that says full screen, and then it will, reduce everything. Then you have a full maximum use of your screen estate, even on a, small Mac with 1300 something, 1377 or some weird prime number. No. Okay, Ralph, what about negative SEO via canonicals, which Google is annoying that it which Google is annoying that it exists. Can we see this in the new tool as well? They are not annoying. You mean they are saying that it doesn't exist. And noise means ärgern, auf die Nerven gehen. They refuse to confirm, they did not confirm that it exists. But it does exist, and negative SEO via rel canonicals was the reason why we actually started building this whole new data model. Rel canonicals and rel canonical chains and redirect chains will be available in full in the new data model below the new user interface. So the roadmap looks like roll out the new user interface as fast as possible with the automations, with the filters, with the actions to take on this amazing amount of data, the extra data. And number 2, bring the new data model in for all these extra, features that we have been building for so long. Yeah, but we need the user interface first before we have the data. So that's how it works. And then I think I'm happy we're done with that finally, because then we can focus on working on both in parallel. Right now, we need to make sure and all existing functionalities are still available, and that is not easy. Link Research Tools celebrates the 10th anniversary on September 9, 2019. It's been around for a while, so there's a lot of features you probably don't know, and a lot of features that we cannot build again. So we will probably offer some features only in the old user interface for those old school guys. Yeah? Some features will become obsolete because they will be automated or replaced. Yeah? So, for example, when we look at the detox risk overview here, of course, when you fix broken redirects, when you optimize links from images, I want to make sure that we do some proper measurement on success rates, that we do some proper crawling on if these things actually happened. I want to give you feedback on what you did. You take action and then you get feedback on what it was. So results measurement, a KPI if you want, a key performance indicator for your own work and for Link Research Tools work. So can I see a show of hands again from you guys if you like what you've heard and seen? Oh, just 5, 6. What about the others? You still awake? Hello. Can I please see a show of hands of those who liked what they've seen and heard? Oh, I took it off again. Okay. Thank you very much, guys. So, here's another question that popped in the meanwhile from Romana. Are you thinking about uploading tutorial videos to YouTube about LRT? And the answer is yes and no. Because on the one hand, the best training that we offer is only in person in our academy and LRT certified professional workshops. If you go and you want to learn about LRT, I recommend you start with the LRT Associate Training, and the 297 that we have at the moment is still discounted down to 47 at the moment. Yeah, I would suggest you start with that. Yeah, this is the Associate Training right away. Let me put the link in here. HTTPS associate slash 2018-59. So this is the associate training. You start with that, and that is 25 tools and I think 30 videos that you get. Plus, you not only get the certificate, but also this box of goodies, a nice branded shirt, a copy of my book, hand autographed, these awesome stickers that people love. And yeah, you get all of this for 47 at the moment with a total value of 447. And that's the starting point. When we talk about tutorial videos, I think what you mean is a video. How can I do this? I have this specific question, or I have this specific problem, and I want to solve this. And we have done a lot of tutorial style content that we call case studies or link tutorials. And some of them are actually step-by-step tutorials, and some of them are, you know, case study about a penalty. So when you go through our case studies list here, you will see more and more and more things. 5 magic steps to refresh an old or expired domain, for example. Or this Hulu JavaScript fail was a case study by one of our former certified experts, Bartosz Gralovic. His certificate expires, I think, no, it expired already. So we're gonna need some more of these new case studies updated. And we got a whole bunch of new certified professionals working on case studies. So that's some extra training content. But the best you can get is really this. When you go to our certified professional training, a 2-day workshop, that's the best you can get. It's a 2-day workshop. The next one is in Berlin, actually, June 19, 20 is one of them still available. And this one is in English. We got them in German and we got them in English. It's 2 days, and some of you I've seen from those workshops are in here, so it's glad to have you back. And yeah, this is what we will do. And, you know, some of them we will upload to YouTube for public, but we found very little value in doing, you know, extra videos and giving that away for free, because most users are happy that pay for the software are happy to pay for training as well. While, you know, we got more weaker experiences with creating video content that we give away for free. So that's how it works. Yeah. What else? Questions? Hey, Jason, cheers. Where's the hand thing? Found it. Great improve of function and overview. Yes, I like it, but the screener must be perfect, working to manually audit all links as fast as possible. Andre, if you have some ideas on how to improve the screener, I'm all open for it. You know, we haven't started working on that because usually users are happy with it, and we're gonna improve it. We did improve it with caching and, you know, allowing you to browse through sites much faster. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this manual link by link thing away with the actions that we offer in the tool. But, you know, I'm open for discussion on that. Here's a question from Rick. Do we still have to recalculate the rules over and over again? And the answer is yes. It's just gonna become faster because right now we're still on the old database, and recalculating there works in batches like the old patron calculation. And the new calculation will be like the real-time penguin. It will run all the time. So that's the real-time thing that we're looking to get to. So you will get an indication of how risk changes. However, if you do a lot of changes, the real time is not really real time. It just starts running without you saying, and you can still continue. If you do a lot of changes, if you do a lot of disavows, it's gonna take calculation time. We cannot remove that. We can only try to make it faster. Yeah, and put it in the back, you know, so you don't get blocked by that. Yeah, so it's been an hour, and I hope you enjoyed what I showed you. I saw that with a show of hands, and I hope to see some of you in the training in these workshops. You know, we listen to these guys. Yeah, I think yeah, I hope this gives you an idea about how the workshops work. They're really 2 days, super intensive, and of course with a nice evening in between, so we can get some proper exchange. And the value is not just being with me in the workshops, it's not just learning from me, but the people who actually make an effort to travel to Vienna or Berlin and pay for 2 days with me in a workshop, they are actually the professionals that you want to meet, that you want to make friends with. And in every workshop was different. Every workshop we talked about different clients, different topics. And I have 700 slides. And the last workshop, I got to slide number 10. And then we dived right into the data and results. So it's getting more and more and more interactive. And we already have clients who are coming back, who are coming a second time or a third time. One asked for a subscription to be able to come to every of these workshops. And many of many of the visitors asked if they can buy, get consulting with me, exclusive consulting. And that's something that we still don't offer anymore. But certified professionals that have been to the workshops will get a proposal, will get the option to book a shared consulting day with up to 4 people together with me. So where we do this even in a smaller setup. Yeah, but that's essentially a lookout on what's coming. All right, so that was the new software, new training options, new everything. I hope this was useful. If you have any questions, just email me or my team at helpdesk@linkresearchtools.com or at the email that I'm posting now, Christoph C. Cemper at linkresearchtools.org. And I hope to see you in one of these places around the world very, very soon on these events here. If you go to linkresearchtools.com/events, I hope to meet you at one of these places. Bye-bye. Cheers. See you soon.